How to get a driving license in the UK. The process of obtaining a driving license in the UK consists of 5 distinct steps. Step 1: Application for a provisional driving license. Step 2: Completion of driver training. Step 3: Passing a theory test. Step 4: Taking a road test. Step 5: Acquiring a full UK driving license. See application for provisional driving license. The temporary driving license in the UK serves as a valid form of identification for both the written and road tests, also known as an L license. Only after acquiring a temporary driving license can individuals qualify to undertake the theory and road tests. With a temporary driving license, individuals are permitted to drive on public road. However, they must be accompanied by a co-driver who possesses at least 3 years of driving experience. Additionally, highway usage is prohibited while displaying L plates on their vehicle, which serves as an indication that they are learner drivers, requiring caution from other road users. Requirements for applying a temporary or provisional driving license. Temporary license applicants must meet the eligibility criteria of being a UK resident, typically residing in the country for a minimum of 185 days per year. You can apply for a temporary license at 15 years and 9 months old. However, you must be 17 years old to operate a vehicle legally. Your visual acuity should meet the required standards. Wearing glasses or contact lenses is acceptable, and you should be able to read the license plate of the preceding vehicle from a distance of 20 meters. The application fee amounts is £43 if submitted by post or £34 if completed online. Online payment can only be made using debit or credit cards such as MasterCard, Visa, Electron, Maestro, and Delta. Possessing a valid passport is mandatory. Provide your national insurance number if available. Furnish your residential address history for the past 3 years. How to apply for a UK temporary driving license. Post office application. Go to your nearest post office and get a free provisional driving license form. There are 2 forms: the D1 form for applying to drive a small vehicle and the D2 form for applying to drive a lorry or a large car. After filling in the form, put it in an envelope together with your passport and the application fee of £34. Check post order. It is necessary to pay attention to the passport, which is very important. It is better to buy a special delivery envelope and send it to DVLA together. This will avoid the loss of your passport in the post. Online application is the official website of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency. Navigate to the application page and meticulously complete the personal information as per the provided instructions. Go to the gov.uk website and create a driver's and vehicles account. You'll need to prove your identity, usually by providing details from a UK passport, non-UK passport, a visa. Provide your details, including address history, and confirm you meet the legal eyesight requirements. Subsequently, dispatch your passport photograph separately to the designated address. The DVLA will send you a letter containing an ID card with your photo within 10 working days of your application. This ID card serves as your temporary driving license, which is valid for a period of 10 years. After obtaining the license, you can commence your driving education. It is important to note that in case of a change in residence or if the validity period exceeds 10 years, it is necessary to contact the DVLA to update your address or provide new photographs for your driver's license. Step to learning to drive. How long and how much does it cost to learn to drive in the UK? After securing a coach, they will assess your individual circumstances and determine the optimal duration for your driving practice. If you have no prior experience behind the wheel, it is generally advisable to allocate a minimum of 30 to 40 hours for learning. A driving lesson in the UK typically lasts for 2 hours. The cost varies depending on the location, but it averages around £27 per hour. If you opt for an automatic car, there will be a higher fee. However, online bookings often offer discounts. Additionally, there are fewer automatic cars in the UK, so there are fewer driving lessons with automatic gears. When booking a course, please indicate whether you prefer to drive a manual or automatic car.
Step 3: Theory Test. If you are familiar with the road rules in the UK, you can simply take the test. But for most people, it is necessary to prepare for the test. The theory test in the UK is divided into theory and hazard perception. The initial segment of the fundamental theory comprises 50 multiple-choice questions which must be completed within a time frame of 1 hour. A minimum score of 43 correct answers is considered as the passing criterion. DVSA updates its test materials and question banks annually. The most convenient and authorized approach is to purchase a blue DVSA theory test kit from the post office at a cost of over £20. Alternatively, one can acquire books and DVDs from their official website. These resources are concise yet comprehensive, and it is highly recommended that you thoroughly study them. Additionally, users have the option to download DVSA's mobile application called the Official DVSA Theory Test Kit for £5. This app contains a pool of 900 questions that will be randomly selected during the examination process. Once users become familiar with these 900 questions, they can proceed to practice hazard perception skills and simulate real exam scenarios. Hazard Perception Test. The second part consists of the hazard perception test, which involves watching 14 driving videos with a total of 15 potential hazards distributed throughout. Most videos contain one potential hazard, while one video contains two crises that must be identified promptly. Each video is played only once, with an interval of more than 10 seconds between them. The videos cannot be paused or replayed. After identifying the hazard, it is necessary to click the mouse to demonstrate your reaction. Each crisis carries a maximum score of 5 points, with higher scores awarded for more timely identification of the danger. The timing of mouse clicks should neither be too early nor too late. A hazardous situation allows for up to 5 clicks, with an ideal response earning 5 points, followed by 4, 3, 2, and 1 points. Failure to notice a potential danger results in a score of 0. Excessive clicking will be considered cheating by the system and will result in a direct score of 0 for that video clip. The total score across all 14 videos amounts to 75 points, while a minimum passing grade requires obtaining at least 44 points. This particular task demands some finesse. Therefore, candidates are advised to practice more simulation questions using the provided app or DVD. How to book a theory exam. You can log into your DVLA account using your professional license as username and make a password. Then apply online. Driving theory test costs £23. Find a theory test center near you and book your test.
On the day of the test, you need to bring your provisional driving license and arrive 15 minutes early. There is a partition between each computer, and you have to sit on one. When you finish, you can walk out and get your test results. If you haven't passed, you can apply for another test, but if you have passed, you can prepare for the road test. The written test certificate is valid for 2 years. If you fail the road test within 2 years, you will need to retake the theory test. Step 4. Road driving test or practical test. The driving tests in the UK are known for their stringent standards, so it is crucial for beginners to allocate ample time for preparation. It is worth noting that there is a 1-month interval between each test, and the theory test remains valid for a period of 2 years. Therefore, it is advisable to commence early preparations for the examination. Now the most important question: how to pass the driving test. Procedures for UK road test. The road test requires a visit to the nearby test center. The instructor will provide you with advance notice of the test location and arrange for your pickup on the day. You may also request their presence in the back seat of the car to accompany you during the test. The scheduled road test duration is approximately 40 to 45 minutes, taking into account the prevailing traffic conditions on that particular day. During this period, the examiner will assess your proficiency in regular driving manners as well as reversing skills. Additionally, there will be a dedicated 10-minute segment to evaluate your autonomous driving capabilities. In this section, you will be provided with a designated destination by the examiner, and it will be your responsibility to determine the appropriate route based on road signage. To successfully pass the test, you are required not to exceed 15 minor mistakes and avoid any significant errors. Your examiner will promptly provide you with your test results. Upon passing, you will have the opportunity to upgrade your temporary driving license to a full license, enabling you to drive in any European Union country. In case you haven't taken the test yet, please note that rescheduling can only be done after a minimum waiting period of 10 working days. Cost fees are as follows: £62 per test on weekdays, and £75 for test after for 30 p.m. on weekdays, weekends, and bank holidays. What is a minor mistake in the driving test? During the driving test, the examiner possesses a comprehensive form that meticulously documents every error committed by the examinee throughout the examination. While a maximum of 15 minor mistakes is permissible, any major mistake will immediately fail the test. The term minor generally refers to insignificant errors that do not pose any danger to individuals or vehicles, do not cause traffic congestion, and do not inconvenience other drivers. For instance, engaging the handbrake after a traffic light, forgetting to shift the car into neutral and release the clutch, resulting in engine stalling, neglecting to check blind spots while driving, improper use of gears during driving. Tips for driving test in the UK about major mistakes. Roundabout. The easiest part to make a major mistake. There are many roundabouts in the UK with no traffic lights, and the traffic relies on voluntary and mutual concession. But excessive concession is also a major mistake. A few places that need to be paid attention to are the lane change in the roundabout, how to use the directional lights, whether to observe the vehicles coming from the right before entering the roundabout, whether to change gear after stopping, and whether to stop the engine after entering the roundabout, etc. Bicycle. It is easy to make a major mistake when overtaking a bicycle on the road. British bicycles can be driven on the motorway by law, and other vehicles must give them enough space. If you want to overtake, you must carry out on a road with enough space and cannot cause danger to the cyclists. Speeding. The speed limit in residential areas in the UK is generally 20 to 30 miles per hour, which is difficult for beginners to control. Giveaway. There are many double-dashed lines in the UK without traffic lights, and it is easy for beginners to drive directly out. Here, you must react in advance to slow down, stop, make way, and confirm that there is no traffic on the right before you drive away. Yellow box and junction cannot be stopped. You must continue at the yellow box in front of others' yards and significant intersections. Check the blind spot when reversing. It is best to turn your head 360 degrees to see it, and the examiner mainly wants to know if you have this action before reversing. Obtain a full UK driving license. You will receive your full driver's license within 10 working days upon successfully passing the road test. It serves not only as a valid document for car rental purposes but also functions as an official identification card, enabling you to access various establishments such as bars and supermarkets or perform tasks like package retrieval at post offices. Your driver's license can be utilized as a reliable form of identification in these scenarios. Once you have obtained your driver's license, it is essential to remember that if you have purchased a vehicle and acquired insurance beforehand, updating the relevant information at the insurance company is crucial in order to benefit from potential cost reductions. Thank you for watching. Please follow for more informative video.